Hello everyone, welcome to Sippin with Stephen. Today do I have a great guest for us. This is Jesse Martin, Kentucky sales rep for Casey Jones Distillery. For those who may not know about Casey Jones, Jesse's going to tell you all about it and why you should go down and visit it. But they are one of the, if not the, one of the most farthest west distilleries on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, which is very unique and very cool. So first off, welcome Jesse. I'm so glad you're here. The folks here at Sippin with Stephen, I know want to hear all about it. So why don't you give us, well, let me just say one other thing. She came in a while back and did a tasting for our staff, which was very, very generous and very, very entertaining, educational, all the things. And she gave us a whole lot of background about the distillery. And I thought it would be a great idea for you to do something similar for the Sippin with Stephen viewers. So tell the folks a little bit about what's going on at Casey Jones.
Yeah, of course. Well, first off, thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure.
But to tell you a little bit about the distillery, we're a small craft distillery right outside Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Okay.
It's laid out on this beautiful acreage. It's actually our master distiller and his wife's front yard.
No kidding, that is awesome.
The distillery actually started in his garage, and it's
wow.
expanded over time with, in the past year, a little bit over, we have gone through a $2 million expansion.
Oh my.
From the expansion of the gift shop to a new rick house to the still house with a brand new bourbon and moonshine still.
Okay.
But although we have all this new stuff going on with tours and tastings 7 days a week, our history actually goes all the way back to Casey Jones himself.
Tell me more.
So Casey Jones was a moonshiner during Prohibition era.
Okay.
It was actually AJ or Arlen Casey Jones, our master distiller's grandfather.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow, the plot thickens.
Yes, he did a majority of his work around the Golden Pond area, so land between the lakes as we know it now.
Yeah, sure.
And he was a still builder. He was famous for building his square pot stills.
I've heard about the square
Yes.
pot stills. Very, very interesting. I'm a big believer in kind of teasing a little bit, so that's great. Well, one thing I always ask our partners when they come on is if someone's going out on the trail and they're going to go visit and they're going to be in Western Kentucky, what is it that separates Casey Jones from other folks that makes you uniquely Casey Jones?
Yeah.
Whether it be your experiences, your tasting, we will get to the products in just a little bit. But what is it something as an employee there that you think is just fantastic and extremely unique to you guys?
Well, we have the world's only industrialized square pot still.
Almost all right.
Yes.
There we go.
That's definitely one of the cool things about us
That is
and
cool.
sets us apart from many people. We actually have 3 of them that sit across the property.
Okay.
One of them being above our bar, we have Casey's one and only legal still that he built in 1967 when after he went to jail a few times.
You said legal still.
Legal still.
So that implies there might have been some that weren't legal?
Hundreds.
So that's part of the story
Yes.
too that goes into greater detail, I
Yes.
suppose. Okay, great.
Which you're going to have to come visit us to hear
Well,
all that detail.
that's part of the tease.
I know, right?
We'll come down to Christian County. I love it. Okay, so that's really good. Now, you had mentioned that you have tours and tastings. Are they offered on a regular basis, or is it something you call ahead and schedule?
Now you can just show up or you can go on our website and you can now book online. That's something that's relatively new that we've only started here in the past couple months.
Do you offer anything for walk? So you said you can just come and stop by.
Yes.
Okay, so that's good because for a while there, a lot of distilleries were like pretty adamant about buying your stuff. So you got a certain amount of flexibility, which
Yes.
is fantastic. Okay, terrific. Now the next thing that I see is we look at these 4 bottles here, and we'll come back and do a few other things. These fantastic looking bottles. Will you enlighten the Sippin with Stephen viewers as to the 4 different products here and how they are
Okay.
different?
Yeah, so what I have in front of us today are our small batch products. I have everything from our high corn mash bill that is extremely high corn at 96%.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Okay.
so it tends to be sweeter.
Very sweet. I was
Yeah,
just- yeah.
a little more woodsy vanilla. It's
Okay.
90 proof, very approachable. I then have our 4-grain wheated bourbon. It consists of
Interesting.
Bloody Butcher, Yellow Dent, wheat and malted barley.
Okay.
Now, super light sipper, more herbal. Think of like herbal tea, sweet tea along that
Okay.
lines. For
Love
me
sweet
personally,
tea.
it's almost crisp. It's refreshing.
Gotcha.
I then have our higher rye, which is 16% rye, so not super high, but it's our high rye.
But a more traditional
Yes.
bourbon mash bill with rye. I got you. Okay.
I always call it your tried and true.
Sure.
It's a 108 proof, Doesn't
Ooh.
drink like a 108.
Very good.
It's our best seller for the reason, and it's my personal favorite. So.
That's in my wheelhouse. So okay, very good. And then what is this intriguing bottle at the end here?
So this is brand new to the Kentucky market. What it is our Totally Eclipse bourbon. So we have the rights to Totally Eclipse spirits. In 2017, we actually ended up releasing a moonshine, and it became the Spirit of the Eclipse.
Okay.
Now, April 8th this year, we are going to release our bourbon, or we have released our bourbon. It's a 4-grain, it's a blend between a wheat and a rye recipe. So it's light and airy, but yet still complex on the palate.
And my understanding on the Eclipse part of it is that it's only, as far as hitting and affecting Kentucky, it's only going to be a certain part of the western part of the state.
Yes.
So that's going to be a really unique event and a really cool thing that happens down your all's neck of the woods. Is that accurate?
Mainly the Paducah, Land Between the Lakes area. I believe that Louisville's supposed to have a pretty high coverage along with Henderson as well.
Well, if there's a way to make this an event, Louisville will find a way. We'll find a way to make it an event. But now, there's actually a cool thing, a tie-in, because as my viewers know, one of the things we do with Sippin with Stephen is we make a cocktail, and we use the creativity of our guests to make a cocktail that ties in with one of their products. Which product may that be, Jesse?
Of course, the Totally Eclipse bourbon.
And what are we going to be? When you sent what you were going to make, I got all of Twitter, folks. This was awesome. Tell the folks what you made and what we're going to sample.
Okay, so what we have is a orange Dreamsicle Old Fashioned.
Goodness. I'm getting happy. This is awesome.
So I can't take credit for any of the recipe.
And those glasses spin and supposedly
Yeah.
she told me, folks, they will not spill. So I'm trusting this young lady because if he can spill, I will spill it.
I'm
so
about the same way.
Here's what we have: these awesome 2 cocktails. Tell the folks what are in it, because they may think it's intimidating. You made it relatively quick, so it seemed like it was not too complicated.
So what we have in it, we have some vanilla liqueur, along with that some simple syrup. We have our, I believe it's called, I don't remember what
It was
it's
the
called.
pure vanilla, or did you? Yeah.
Vanilla liqueur.
Yeah.
It's some kind of orange liqueur. I have orange bitters in there as well. And then I have, of course, our Totally Eclipse bourbon.
Well, and I will tell people before this comes out in the Fraser Weekly, we will have the recipe in the intro, so that'll be good. So what we will do here, let me hand this to you, my friend.
you.
And what we will do is we're going to have a toast to Casey Jones, to the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, to the Fraser Museum as the start of the trail, and to all the folks out there who watch Sippin' with Stephen and have a new partner in the fold. So cheers to everyone. Cheers. Oh my goodness. It tastes like summertime. I cannot tell you with enough endorsement to please make this cocktail. Happy Eclipse times, folks.